So welcome all to this first session of this year, Reboot AWS at Ottawa User Group community. This user group was formed some years back, I guess, and now with pandemic, we couldn't do much with the events, and now we are trying to start up this group. The purpose of this event is to facilitate effective collaboration and contribution with the community members. And the goal is to accelerate the user community engagement to cloud by cross-functional engagement. So I see people joining in from different companies and different, backgrounds, and that is what our intention is with this user community and starting up these events. Obviously, we have joined hands with other communities. So this event is hosted by AWS User Group Meetup channel with the support of other communities which are very active in Canada. To name a few is DevOps Institute, Canada chapter, Canada DevOps Community of Practice, Ottawa chapter, and we also have a sponsor, Pact. Pact is a publication house, and they will be sponsoring some of the publications which are coming out and relevant to this user group. So we are very thankful for all the communities who have joined in for this event, as well as our sponsors. If you or your company is interested to sponsor this event or any of our events, we welcome you all to connect with us and the team to know about the future engagements, and also to ensure that we are connected for any kind of media promotion or hosting any of the events which we do in this group. Now, obviously, we would like to have this contribution from the community. So we will engage you time and again. And we would like to thank you all for being here and taking out time on this beautiful evening in Ottawa. Today's agenda, we thought that it would be great to have a meet and greet, and that's what we were doing as part of the user community startup or kickoff. And as host, Garima Bajpayee, I would like to introduce myself first. Why I'm hosting this event is obviously I'm associated with AWS as a community builder, as well as I am the AWS leader for the user community here in Ottawa. I'm also the founder for the DevOps Community of Practice in Canada. I started running with DevOps as a concept almost 11 years back. People thought that I was crazy. I was talking about something which didn't exist. But we had come so far with this DevOps Community of Practice, which has several chapters here in Canada with Ottawa, Toronto, Edmonton, Montreal, and Atlantic provinces. And I am also organizing a lot of events in Canada, DevOps Summit Canada and DataOps Summit Canada, to name a few. So now I would like to hand over this session to the leadership team of AWS, which you would be waiting for. So I would like to welcome Martin. And Martin is part of the leadership team. And he would, I would not do his introduction because I would not be able to justify the introduction. So I would like Martin to do his introduction himself. So welcome, Martin. Can you please introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you very much, Garima. And by the way, thank you very much for leading this great initiative. Thank you for your leadership on organizing this community. So nice to meet you, everyone. I'm very happy to be here. My name is Martin Bazinet. I'm located in Montreal. I've been with AWS 3 years. I have the greatest job at AWS. I can tell you that because I'm surrounded by the smartest people. So I'm surrounded by the team of solutions architects. So I lead the solutions architect for Canada. The organization has grown a lot. Since I joined AWS 3 years ago, we had about 20 solutions architects in Canada. And now we're, including public sector, we're probably near 150 solutions architects. So that the team has grown a lot, and I'm responsible for the commercial side, not public sector.
Thank you, Martin. So I would like to ask you a few questions to you, and obviously this is part of the community engagement. So I would like to ask you a difficult question around diversity, inclusion, and equity. So if you would like to highlight some of the initiatives which you have at AWS, which are focused strategically on marginalized communities, how do you introduce, diversity of thought and
फिल्म बंद
diversity of
करे मारो
diversity of uh, thought leadership into this context. Could you please talk about that?
Of course, yeah, I'd love to answer that question. I mean, it's such of an important aspect where diversity and inclusion is top of mind for the leadership team in Canada in everything we do. Especially, like I'll speak with the perspective of the team that I lead, solutions architect, but it's really true for all function. If we think about just recruiting, we make a lot of intentional effort on recruiting for diverse talent because it's such a great complement to the team, to the perspective. So we try to reach out to early career talent, looking for diverse gender, diverse nationality. We meet with in university, in different meetups, organization like that. Try to network as much as possible to build that networking of diverse perspective. In terms of inclusivity as well, we have a lot of initiative that touch to that. We also recently made a strategic partnership with the leader of the Indigenous community to be judged on different initiative to be judged on for future engineers that are using code to translate their passion, building songs into true code. And we have the entire AWS organization in Canada, hundreds of people being judged in that competition. So it's really in the center of everything that we do, Garima, from multiple aspects.
Thank you very much. And Sophia is telling me that you have some additional materials to share with us today. So I would like if you could share some of your initiatives and what you do
Sure.
at AWS. That would be very, very useful for the user community, and how
Absolutely.
the user community can influence and contribute to those initiatives.
Perfect. But I mean, your question was spot on. It's in fact, it's the perfect segue. I think Meetup is a great opportunity to meet so many different individuals that we would not have the privilege to meet without that type of initiatives. So for us, it's important to have access in order to make sure that we can share some knowledge, be exposed to the community. AWS tried to do a lot of things in terms of being into summit, different type of events. Like our largest event is reInvent, when we share a lot of the IP that we have and knowledge, but we recognize that it's not everyone that have access to those. So local meetups like that, where we have the privilege of participating, gives us the possibility also to try to share the knowledge and try to share the experience that we have with the broader community. This is just an excellent opportunity to network, and I think this is why we feel that it's important. After that, the last 2 years that we've been into, restarting those type of events is key, and we're happy that we can participate into those. A lot of if I can use this forum to give you a bit of a kind of an update on AWS Canada. We've invested a lot in Canada over the last couple of years. Just the technical community in AWS, like the solutions architect team, the professional services support organization now is like larger than 500 person. We've announced that we're launching a second region in Calgary. That's massive investment, a lot of opportunity of development and knowledge requirement in Calgary with that second region that will be a three availability zone region. So that is coming. We're launching local zone. We're launching 5G and connectivity with partnership with Bell Canada. So AWS is investing massively into the Canada economy so that we create a lot of opportunity for everyone. And maybe I can, if I have 2 minutes, I can just maybe share in closing thought some of the priorities that we see, like what's on top of the mind of the company that we work with and CIOs. And there's really 5 important trends that we see. And I think this team, like the real reason of the meetup is really addressing this. Like the first 2 I can combine, like the organization they're looking at transformation, cloud transformation, DevOps transformation, all of that, and innovation. And it's through brainstorming and community like that we're able to fuel that innovation. The third aspect is everything surrounding data. Everything is getting so data driven, and creating the knowledge to like democratize data and understand what you can do for it. And disconfirming some belief through data is so important. The fourth one is people, and this is what this community is about. Making sure that people are trained, understand new technologies. It's key for organization. And the fifth one is more and more is sustainability. And through sustainability, AWS has a big play in sustainability. We're part of the climate pledge. In fact, our plan is to be net carbon zero 10 years in front of the Paris Agreement. And you will have the chance to learn about what we're doing there, like our new well-architectured pattern has sustainability patterns into it. So, I think this is great. You're addressing what the industry is going through this community. It's a privilege to be part of it, and looking forward to the participation and sharing.
Thank you, Martin. We are totally privileged, and we are grateful that you shared all the strategic initiatives and insights into what AWS is doing. And obviously you're spot on some of the key, considerations, like sustainability is one of the topics, which is very core to our cloud architects and cloud community. So we can talk more about it during this meetup. But I think what we should do is we should move on to the second session of this user community meetup. And we have Alvar. Alvar is our senior security solution architect from AWS. And Alvar, Sophia, and myself, we have worked hard to bring this event to life. And he will talk about certain aspects about user community and why is it important and what we are going to do during this conversation around the year. So Alvar, over to you.
Thank you, Arima. Okay, so basically, this is going to be more like a housekeeping session where we're going to set the pace for what's coming. Thank you, Martin. It's amazing the support that you gave us, and we did work really hard with Sophia and Garima to get this happening. So at the end of the session, or after my session, Sophia is going to share a couple of QR codes to ask for help from the community, and it's very important that you guys get involved, because you will get what you put in. And we are here, and we are going to try to make us available for mentoring and things like that, because we care about the community. We want to be part of the community, and this is a personal thing. I moved to Ottawa in the middle of the pandemic, and it's hard to make friends. And having something in common feels so good, and being able to share and not having to do everything by yourself, but knowing that the community is there is very important. Also, AWS is a passion of mine from almost 10 years that I've been following in AWS in some sorts. And eventually I was able to work for AWS, which is amazing. So why do we call this a reboot, right? So the AWS Ottawa User Group has been dead for 2 years due to COVID, and the previous organizers are not continuing events. So we thought we'll make an homage to the naming convention that AWS uses for the events like reInvent, reMarch, Reinforce, which is coming next July. And so it is a reboot. And since we're going to start from scratch, we want to do a couple of changes, of course, as long as the community, is on board. And we're going to talk a little bit about those. So the group, as we say, is organized by Garima, Sofia, and me. And we welcome every help that you guys can provide, because it's not our show, it's everybody's show. We're just going to work a little bit harder to put things in motion. So how is this different from any other meetup that you can find online? And we want to focus on Canadian voices, and we want to diversify the event and not make it so, masterclass. Make it more, a panel discussion. So think about like Twitter Spaces, or we want to have eventually a job fair day where maybe our sponsors or any other company that is or that we work for might be hiring. So, help everybody prepare their CV if they're looking for a change, or if you are working in a good company and you want to bring somebody from the community, we should be open to that as well. We want to talk to customers that we have to do presentations like "This is my architecture." If you don't know what "This is my architecture" is, I would highly recommend that you Google that and you go to the YouTube channel. It's a place where customers with the solution architect present their architecture. So they talk about, it's like very short, it's like 10 to 15 minutes. And it's kind of like, well, this is the problem. This is how we tackle it. This is the solution we got. This is the architecture, right? This is my architecture. So it's pretty cool. And we want to do that with Canadian customers, and especially Ottawa. Ottawa is a hub of innovation. We'll see that in a couple of minutes. We want to do a demo day. We can build amazing things. I have a few demos under my belt, but what the community can bring and showcase people that know different things from different technologies are welcome to present in the demo day. And then we want to deliver the same workshops that solution architects give to customers, give it to you guys, right? Like hands-on, no cost, play with it, learn. We can do that. And we're going to get a couple of these architects to come and help, thanks to Martin's help. And, we can organize group studies where we can focus on getting certifications. We can do Kahoots with certification questions to you feel more safe and secure before you face the certification. And then, COVID permitting, we want to do, social hangouts. I think Sophia had the idea of PowerPoint party, right? Like you can present about anything whenever and just have fun. So the idea is that we keep this a hybrid experience. We understand some people might be extra careful because they might have somebody vulnerable at their home, or you might be immunocompressed or whatever is the case, or you just don't feel too sure about meeting in person. So we'll always keep an online feed, even if we do in-person events, and that's something that we really want to do. There will be a communication and a way of you to communicate and see what's going on in the room. So it's kind of an on-premise and cloud, but it's going to be in person and online. And Canada and the Ottawa region welcomes hundreds or thousands of new Canadians every year, like me and Sofia and Eduardo and Gustavo. And those are the ones that introduced themselves before the call that I can put as an example. So we want to provide an inclusion, a safe space where everybody is welcome. You don't know anything about cloud, you are in the right spot. You know a lot about cloud, you are in the right spot. Because you can teach others and the others can learn from you. And that will make you a better public speaker, or it's going to improve your CV, or even, a job offer might come through that interaction. So Ottawa has the second highest concentration of tech talent as a percentage of a city total of employment. It's the second, just below San Francisco, and only at 0.1% less, right? So we are very high, very technical, very well prepared. We receive immigrants from all over the world. So we want to embrace that diverse background, cultures, and create a safe space, inclusive. And we want to tap into those 3T that they talk about, right? Technology, talent, and tolerance. We want to be better, and we want this community to thrive. And maybe friendships will come up from here, right? So who's the community for? We are going to try to get those people that are in the level 100 to a higher level. And everybody will have the chance to present if they feel like they want to do it, right? So how do we define skill levels? In AWS, and this is a tip that you can always use. For example, if you are looking to learn something about S3, if you go to Google or awsstash.com, a website that I'm going to share later, you can sort by level. And level is very important because level 100 is foundational, right? Like, think cloud practitioner. If we are talking about a car, think, well, this is where the key goes. This is the pedal. This is the clutch, or whatever. This is the shift gear, right? Level 200, in this case, it will be, how do I write a bucket policy? So in a car, it's kind of like, well, what's the battery? What's the alternator? Like things like that. And level 300, how do I perform cross-region replication? We are starting to get in the most complex things. If in this community, we have people that are level 200, 300, or 400 that are experts, they can feed the level 100 and bring them to level 200 or 300. And that's the idea. And when new members come, we're going to keep doing those at level 100 so they don't feel left out. But the idea is that we can, become better by being a community. How can I be part of the community? And this is very important that you are part of this movement, right? If you are an employer using AWS, you're a company, tell us if you are hiring, share your architecture. If you are becoming an expert in AWS by studying, share with us your progress. Show us what are the problems. See how we can help. Most of the services in AWS are based out of feedback. If you give us feedback, we will run with that and we will try to change things from within. But even if we can help you, we will go ahead and help you. So if you're looking for a job, create projects, show them off. Let me or any of the AWS employees to show your project, share them in LinkedIn. If you need credits to host your project, we can provide those credits through the AWS User Group. If you are companies and experts using AWS, share your innovations. Teach us. Show us what you're doing. We are in a safe space. So all clouds are welcome. There is an overlap. If you have the Azure AZ 900, it's like having the cloud practitioner because it's the different kind of clouds, what's on-prem and things like that. Learning a new cloud is super easy when you come from a little bit of background. If you don't, we can try to help you as well. We've been talking with Sophia about having a pre-cloud course or something like that for people that doesn't come from IT and want to move to the cloud. There are no requirements to join. If you don't know anything about cloud, that's okay. Just know that it's made out of Linux, basically, right? And representation matters. There's no tokenism. Be present, be an inspiration for others, bring your ideas to the table. Let's balance the books. So things that you can do as a volunteer: collect data on popular cloud roles on AWS, design and run a workshop, lead a study group, build a cool project and show it off, transcribe video for the people that cannot hear, Be an ally. Translate another community member's video into your blog, right? There's many things you can do. And that's what Sophia is going to be collecting at the end of this session. Again, AWS credits, we can use them to build your projects. We will try to get you as many certification vouchers so we can help you prove your knowledge and maybe be higher, get higher to a first position, to a better position, to whatever you're coming from. We will try to raise your public profile, speaking opportunities, you know, like Garima, she manages many chapters that are not only AWS. There's cross-pollination that we can use, and we can use it to advance each other. And we will know who's hiring, looking for work, and we'll try to do a matchmaking job. And some AWS devices and swag. We do have weird mix of swags that we've been collecting through years of going to reInvent. And Sophia and I were like looking at things that we had, and it's like, okay, well, we should share. But you know, next time we do it in person, we'll try to bring some stuff, and we will try to get Martin to get us something. You know, maybe we can get an Alexa or something like that. Very important, the code of conduct, right? I suffer from that. Let's not mansplain. Let's try to focus on the community and not in the edge cases. Never, ever assume a woman is not technical, or look at Sophia and many other coworkers that I have, and don't give or receive unwanted attention, right? So Ottawa is one of the best cities in the world to live. Let's be kind, firm, let's be forgiving. We are all learning and we are all growing. And back to Sophia, I think.
Garima, I think first.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing.
Thank you very much. And you know what? I'm waiting for the online, for the face-to-face meetup, because I'm starting to receive these books. It's DevSecOps for AWS. This is courtesy packed. So obviously we'll have to find some spot for the face-to-face events. If you have some space, or you know some people who can actually host this event, do let us know, so that we can get together face to face. But now it's time for moving to the third section of this conversation, and we have Sophia, and Sophia will share some ideas and some work which we have done together to ensure that we are inclusive and we bring everybody forward with these engagements and dialogue. So Sophia, can you please share with all of us what are the opportunities which we are creating and how people can be part of it?
Sure. Most of the things already Alvar talked about it. But the idea basically is we have to bring this community together. As much as Garima, Alvar, and I want to bring this community and make a lot of things and make a lot of events and try to bring different people, if we don't have your participation, this works nothing. We really need you as the community part, and we really need that you tell us what do you want and what do you expect from this community. If you are, for example, interested on DevOps, if you are interested on security, if you are interested on development or anything in the technology, just let us know. We will try to have all those topics in this community, but we cannot read our mind. And now that we are virtual, it's harder, even if we try it. So please let us know what do you want to see in this community. The other thing is we are thinking about so much things. We are thinking about bringing people, for example, that help us with soft skills. Something that happens in the community normally is that we focus so much in the tech part or the technical part, that is the hard skills. And we are talking about AWS, and we are talking about how to develop one project, and we are talking about the architecture. But how do you know that your resume, for example, is a good resume? And we know for a fact, because we normally mentor other people in different communities across LATAM, because we come from LATAM, that's the first thing that everyone sees when you want a new job. So if our experience or the experience of someone for human resources that we can bring from AWS or any of the partners or any of the sponsors can give you one of the tips, what are the top things that one recruiter is looking in the CV, maybe is the format, maybe is, I don't know, anything that can help you. Could be something about how to build your brand, your personal brand. Could be something about, we were thinking of making every 1 month or 2 months, for example, an AWS beer event in person. Or what we were talking about, the party, PowerPoint party, that is like, just talk about whatever you want, but that helps us to know each other. We don't want that this is just focused on technology, this is just focused on AWS. At the end, we are people, and we have a life, we have a background, we have a family, we have things that we like and things that we don't like, and that will help us to actually be a community and feel that this is safe and feel that this is someplace that I want to be. And this is not an effort to be like at Thursday, 6:30 in a beautiful day. It's like, yes, I want to be there. And we need you to do that. And I also wanted to share with everyone, I know that Garima helped me and Albert helped me also to share with you that we are looking for speakers, we are looking for volunteers and sponsors. So I want to share my screen. Give me 1 second. Just with quick QRs. If you want, for example, to volunteer for this user group, maybe you are really good designing, maybe you are really good at social media, maybe you have a big audience, maybe you know other communities, maybe you have any position or open position in your company, maybe whatever. Volunteers can help us. We need volunteers. We cannot do this alone. That's for sure. We already tried several times in other times. That doesn't work. We need you. The second part is the speakers. We want you to have this space as a safe space. I know it's really hard, and sometimes we talk about this even when we speak or make a public presentation. Albert and I used to do a lot of that before COVID. And sometimes people can be afraid of or doesn't have the confidence to do that. However, after you do it a lot, you earn so much trust on yourself and your skills. So use this as the safe place to do this. Use this to try your things, try to, even if you have to present a project that maybe is part of your interview, you can change some part and say, hey, can someone give me some feedback? We can check the architecture. We can do a lot of stuff here, but we need you again, speakers. If you have anything that you want to share, if you have anything that you want to hear about us, just let us know. And the sponsors, we need, as we said before, the venue. As soon as we have the venue, we can start to do this in person. That would be amazing. Of course, if we have the venue, it would be amazing. We can have beers. Well, everyone else, I cannot have beer, but everyone else can have beers or can have pizza or whatever. That would be also really good. And something that we want to bring is tell us what you expect from the community. We are here like working for you, working for the community, but as Alvaro said, you will get from the community what you put in the community. If you put the time to be here, to give us feedback, to tell us what do you want, it will be so much easier for us to bring that to the community and start to doing it. And yeah, thank you so much.